In this video, I'm going to walk you through the boss fight with Hell. Subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel. We give you the secrets to crush Assassin Creed Valhalla. So we're going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to go through the boss fight 3 times. So I fought her 3 times so far. First time, we lost. I'm going to tell you why we lost, what went wrong. In boss fight number 2, we won, and 3, we won. And I'll tell you what was going right, what was going wrong. We're talking about the optimal build. You should think about the build for the Hell boss fight before you start your run. And we're going to talk about things that you can do so that it goes easier for you. So, we're not going to do any story exposition in this this video, so we're not going to show you the ending after that. We'll probably keep that for a separate video, so there's no real spoilers here. We all knew that the Hell boss fight was coming. I don't see Hell as kind of a difficult boss fight. The problem is that it's difficult where it's put. So it's the only boss fight in which there is not a elk shrine healing station or a coin merchant before. And so when you go in there, you're kind of limping in there with low health if you did not do really well in the Niflheim, her castle. So you have to deal with her and her dog. And one of the things I wasn't doing well was I wasn't doing well attacking the dog. So the dog is optimally gone after just with your melee weapon. I'm shooting it with the focus of the Nornir, which is a good idea for Hell, but for her dog, it's better to just use melee. I've been using long melee weapons, but a short melee weapon would be better for her dog, something fast, but for Hell, maybe a long one would be good, depending on how close you can get her. But I took out her dog fairly quickly here. But I didn't get any adrenaline for doing that. So had I used my melee weapon, I would have had adrenaline, and I could have used more abilities on Hell. But once her dog was gone, I did not have any adrenaline to use abilities, right? And so I started out with half health, and I did not have the benefit of hitting the dog. Now I'm getting the benefit of hitting the dog. But he's getting bites into me. So you want to make sure you don't get bitten, because that's going to take away your adrenaline. You take out the dog first. So I'm doing it right that I was taking out the dog first. And I do get Hell pretty close to 0 health here. I'm using... Oh, no, I didn't take out the dog in time and let him bit me. That was also dumb, to focus on Hell but not the dog. So you take out the dog twice. The dog dies twice. Hell also has 2 health bars, so you kill her and then she summons the spirit of the dead dog and somehow gets more health. And then she really uses her Leshy abilities, which should be fairly similar to the abilities that you saw from the first 2 bosses, especially maybe the first boss, which was either a pig or a wolf. With the first boss for the first region, they had attacks that would churn up the ground and have the ground go against you. That's the same thing that she has. It works the same, similar to the fire attacks, but she's kind of like a Leshy or a tree spirit in the way that they have her attacks. But she also has these ranged attacks, and she also she's pretty fast to the draw when she brings out her sword. So I think that probably one thing that definitely I should have done was I should have done more abilities that use fire, preferably like the fire bomb is escaping my name. The name of it's escaping me. See, now I think I've done I didn't even get to get that ability in. And you know, once you run out of your abilities, it's really hard to reload the adrenaline. And I have an adrenaline outfit here, right? This is so the first outfit that you get, the first armor set you get, is the adrenaline outfit, and it, you know, I'm not getting a ton of adrenaline here. And I'm not really getting a lot of shots into her. You know, if you are doing the shots, you need to do headshots. It would also be preferable if right here I had a short bow or a light bow or a hunter bow, because I could get off more shots. It'd be easier to aim. The arena is not that big here. That's one of the hard things about this, is it's such a small arena relative to the other boss fights. And so I'm just not taking enough health off of her versus her taking health off of me. And I think I might have already been resurrected here, or I might have already used it. No, I think I... Yeah, look, she's doing such a good job of... So you do not want to be in the circle there. If that circle lights up, you want to be out of there. So in some boss fights, you want to be in the circle, and some boss fights you don't. So the second boss fight, you did want to be in the circle because there's fire outside the circle. There, you don't want to be in the circle because there's roots coming out. And, you know, she took him out, right? You know, and that's just a function of that I wasn't able to heal enough, and the enemies, the NPCs in Niflheim are sponges to damage. So the second time I had the Dwarven Defender outfit, which heals. So it has healing properties associated with it. It has Eden's Heart. And even though I did not have Summon Courage that I could be resurrected because I used that on the Nidhogg boss fight, it still was kind of enough. And I was also coming into this fight with a full health bar. So I had like 325 health. I also had Gungnir, right? So I had fully upgraded Atgier going in, but that's still not as good as Gungnir, which I think is, you know, the best weapon in the main game if you don't have any of the paid expansions. So I think the best weapon is the Gay Bog, but that's in a paid expansion, the Wrath of the Druids. But the best one in the main game is Gungnir. And this was actually the first time I had seen Gungnir sold or in any place. The other thing is, you see, I'm totally loaded up with favors, right? I just bought all the favors that were except for the ones that cost thoughts, but the ones that cost memories, I more or less loaded almost all of them up to make my run easier coming into the Hell boss fight. And you see how many runes I had. I thought there was prior to this run, I thought there was a limit of 6 runes. There is no limit. There's also not a limit of 6 favors. You can see I got 8 favors. And all that just adds up and really helps. But I think, you know, with her, you want to do some damage over time effects. Since she is basically a Leshy, I think fire is really good if you can get some fire shots off. And with her dog, you can see that Dwarven Defender has healing properties, especially if you're at level 4-5. You want to have the Eden's Heart at level 5. And you have to upgrade the armor set. And all 3 of these armor sets are fully upgraded, but you have to have your armor set fully upgraded and equipped before you jump into Niflheim, because you cannot switch out armor in Niflheim. So you can't like optimize per fight. You have to optimize based on, you know, what's the boss fight that's gonna make the biggest difference. Okay, so first thing, we want to take care of the dog here. And we do that with melee. It's really easy with Gungnir because it's got such a good reach on it. and we're also building our adrenaline there. It would be ideal if you could come in with some adrenaline. The problem is that it's really hard to manage because you don't have a lot of choice in her castle. The only choice you have is to visit Major Domo once, and if you miss him, then you miss him. So, like, she was so fast, by the time I did Focus of the Nornir, I couldn't see. And I think the other thing is that there's some strange glitch where it, like, turns your view 90 degrees sometimes. So she's resurrected her dog. That's just another chance for me to get some adrenaline there by taking out the dog with melee. But you see I'm kind of missing on her. I never know how far she is gonna be. We're still in the first stage. You've got the best chance at taking damage off of her in the first stage, and she also has that ranged attack. So we're getting some headshots in with Focus of the Nornir. But, you know, when you have to move out of the way and Focus of the Nornir, it's kind of over. So we're also getting some attacks into her. That's also giving us some ability to use our abilities. So she raised her dog again. That's giving us more adrenaline bars. And I think that Poison Cloud is one of the either perks. It's probably on one of the runes that's doing that. So far it's going pretty well. You can see that the health bar's not been really taken out, and the reason for that is Eden's Heart. So every time we do take some damage, we make sure we don't get damaged twice in a row, and then we regenerate. If you don't you don't get hit twice in a row, then you're pretty good. Now she's got to the second stage here, and she's summoned the health of the dog. And we just need to run around here and avoid the root attacks. And you saw that we got off like a fire arrow on her. That was an ability. And now we're kind of out of abilities, but we're using Focus of the Nornir as our last ability. The great thing about Focus of the Nornir is it doesn't use any arrows, right? And so we got a lot of hits on her. You're going to do a lot more damage if you can do a headshot versus a body shot. And now I think we're just using our regular arrows, but, you know, it's hard because she's sending these root attacks at us. But if she gets in close, we should use our big spear to take off a lot of health and also get some adrenaline back. So you see how we're getting that, but... you know, we got caught by the roots there, but because of the armor set, this damage we're taking, most of the damage we're taking is regenerating, and so we're not losing health. And that's really bad for her, but really great for Odin. Right, so right here, there's going to be a lot of... So we've got the Focus of the Nornir. We're giving headshots to her. And that was only broken up by the tons of roots that went between us. But we have enough arrows right now, and there are arrows in the arena such that we could just shoot normally, and that's what we're doing. And you can see almost no health has been taken off, right? We did not have a summon courage, but we're not even getting close to needing it. And we're just getting headshots, and she nicely turned her head around for us to shoot her like that. But I guess it was the roots that saved her, the roots that blocked our shots. Because I don't know how we could have missed those shots. So check out our video about how to beat the dragon Nidhogg. Now I'm going to show you with a different armor set. This is the armor set that you get. This is called the Hell's Damnation set in the Helix store. I have several pieces of this set. in England and the rest of the main game that I got from the Retta store, although I don't have the helmet. And it's not an optimized set for this at all. I basically was like, okay, I'm going to try out every armor set on a run, and I might as well try out Hell's Damnation. And to my surprise, I just kept on going here. But, you know, I'm coming in with half health, although I did have a Summon Courage, so I did not die and have to be resurrected with the Summon Courage favor, which you get. That's the favor that you get from the first region for helping the Headless Shield Maiden. Now you see, I got Incendiary Powder Trap Bomb off her. That's a ranged ability onto her, and that did a ton of damage. And there was probably a very high level one too. If you get level 2, it'll blow up twice. And now we're using Focus of the Nornir and just doing headshots. That's also taking a ton of damage. And that took out her first health bar. So now she's using her dog spirit to resurrect her health bar, and we have to worry about these area of effect attacks from the roots again. And we use our last Focus of the Nornir here. And that's why everything's going so slow. And so, you know, I mean, unless you have no choice, you probably want to go in and melee attack her if you're out of adrenaline. But if you have adrenaline, then maybe something like Focus of the Nornir or Incendiary Powder Trap or maybe Fire Arrows, then that would probably be very effective from range. Like I said, I don't think that it's optimal to have... Right, so sometimes it's better to be in the circle, sometimes it's better to be out of the circle. Right, I kind of skillfully dodged that, although... See, we're down to like 0 health, so it did get us. But the good thing is we have a half a health bar once we get taken out here. Right? So Summon Courage, you saw that. So because I had killed Nidhogg without using Summon Courage, I got to use that in this fight. But still, it's going to be really close here. She got a little faster towards the end. She has more of these root attacks, which are really hard to avoid, and they also kind of mess up any ranged attacks you may be doing. The good thing is I have a very big quiver here, right? And so even if I don't have adrenaline, I can get a shot off. It's really hard to get enough clean shots on her via melee to get another adrenaline bar. But you see that health bar for us is really low. We walked right into it right there. So there's an alternating between inside the inner circle and outside the inner circle for the roots. But what saved us really was that incendiary powder trap that we put on her that, you know, did damage over time, and we just hit her right there, and that was enough for victory. Subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel. We give you the secrets to crush Assassin's Creed Valhalla.